What up, my freaks? RuinousInsight here with part 43 of my Total Warhammer 2 modded, not Count Noctus, but Vlad von Carstein campaign. So as we saw last time, Fort Saul was under attack by the vampirates of Aranessa's Salt Spike, and it certainly showed us the value of having these forts. This was a pretty large army with 4 Necrofex Colossi in it, as well as some other very decent stuff that just could not get through. So it's certainly another reason to grab as many of these forts for ourselves as we possibly can. I mean, I guess there's only 3 of them here, and well, Fort Bergbris is where we're gonna head to next. Helmgart as well, as soon as we declare war on Bretonnia. There's certainly goals. Otherwise, perhaps more importantly, we got all of the stuff finally being built at the level 5 of Castle Drakenhof, which is very, very nice. At the very least, income from settlement buildings plus 10% for all regions faction-wide is going to be pretty big in terms of getting our empire making that sweet, sweet cash/dark magic, which we will do to make even more cash and thereby build even more lords. After all, there's still plenty of conquest to do. Speaking of conquest, the dwarfs are likely to betray us pretty soon. Our attitude is deteriorating greatly. They didn't like our treaties with Wintertooth, and I believe they don't like our treaties with Arguelon, so yeah, it's pretty much inevitable at this stage, even though Chaos has, while our Chaos has not arrived, Chaos itself has a few forces getting ready to go, so that should be a concern, although hopefully hopefully Ostland and Talabekland and Hawkland over here can hold them back. I guess we'll see. Let's see if anybody needs to do anything else this turn. Now, Vlad's been raiding. I guess we could go back to Altar for a turn now that we have what we need in terms of income. And just for a turn, how much is this going to change our income? Pretty badly, but you know what? Might as well heal up a little bit. It's not going to be a huge deal, and at the very least we'll be at a decent amount of HP. Now, Dieter and Gorsty, you guys are more or less good. Gorst, I don't believe you can summon your engine this turn, but you should be able to next turn when you can get into, well, when you have money, but when you have the Necromantic Ritual stance available as well. So maybe we'll do the mission for Gorst's Liber Noctus this turn, which he does technically already have, and I'm willing to bet we won't get another one, but I still feel like we gotta do the quest just for the fun of it, if nothing else. Alrighty, well, the army looks kind of okay here. Well, this is gonna be pretty interesting. Plus, I really want to debut those black coaches. It should be a really fun time, though it's a little bit unfortunate that the regular Necros don't have their corpse carts yet. We will deal with it. You have Arcane Conduit, you have Curse of Years, because the other one has Wind of Death, so that's fair enough. Let's get Dark Desires for now, or were we going through to Potent? I think you guys, wait. You have Power Sap, and you do have Dark Desires. Alright, let's get you both Dark Desires then. All Necros should have Dark Desires. There we go. Now, Dieter has moved, Hellman's moved, Red Duke has moved, Heinrich, you have not moved. You are moving up to Ostland, or Wolfenburg, well, which belongs to Ostland. You're moving up to Wolfenburg because it's going to give you a lot of money for your raiding trouble. Hopefully you don't get immediately attacked by several armies. Ooh, Hellstorm rocket batteries, and that's a lot of great swords. I wonder if you would even be able to handle that sort of army. It's going to be interesting if it happens. You can get Elusive, and while I do want Piercing Lament and stuff. Wait, yeah, you guys all do magical damage. So the fact that Banshees decrease physical resistance of enemy armies in province is a little bit disappointing. They should really decrease their magical resistance, which they unfortunately don't, which also tells me really need to find another, the other Trickster's Shard, so that we can give it to, Kemmler, because he'd get a lot of value out of it. Already, you, I guess, are going to go for, let's see, Precise or Gutter Fighter. Probably Gutter Fighter, because Precise doesn't actually give us that much for Banshee. So yeah, let's move through this and get all the way to Slippery, and at the very least, we need to just keep leveling so that we can get Ghostly Camaraderie. Alrighty. And that's good for you, Kem. Let's see. The heroes have all moved. Lutz, unfortunately, cannot move because he's busy where he is, and I believe that's everybody. Alrighty. Let's just double check that we can't summon a new... Well, I suppose we could summon a new Banshee in theory, but we don't need one. Hopefully another one comes up soon. Alrighty, well then, let's just skip the rest of this and keep moving. I am curious to see what Chaos will do, and I guess what everybody else will do. Isabella can't move, you can't move, Carmilla either, and wow. I guess it's not... Eilhard is not corrupted enough? Huh. Or maybe you're just... Wait, what's going on here? Okay, somebody explain this to me. How is this unit regenerating so much more than the rest of them? 48 per turn? Oh, no. This is also 48 per turn. I guess this is just an illusion? Oh, it's because of the number of models that it's getting back. So these guys are missing a lot more models, and I guess the amount... Okay, never mind, I've explained it to myself. These guys just weren't missing as many models as everybody else was, so that's why they're healing so much. Kind of interesting. I wasn't aware that that was the way it worked, but cool. Alrighty, well, that also explains why units that... single model units take longer to heal. Alright, let's end the turn. Damn, I should have taken a look at what Chaos was doing. I wanted to see whether they were going to move down or not. Alrighty, Rictus, Scryer, Eschen, not near enough to pose any kind of threat right now. Sartosa, I think we're good with. Confederation between Reichland and Norland. Oh, now that was an interesting move. That'll give Vlad something to fight next turn. Why would you confederate like that? I feel like that was good for them in some ways, but it wasn't good for Nordland because now they're going to lose all their territories. Oh, well. Oh, something's going on out here. What just got destroyed? I think it was a Wood Elf territory that just got wrecked there by Bretonnia. Warriors of Chaos on the top there lagged for a few seconds, and by lagged I mean probably moved. Karazakarak is being attacked by Manblight tribe. Sure. They're gonna break their alliance soon, but whatever. Sure, game. Sure. Why not? Let's see. War Fervor versus Recruiting Surplus. Why do we always get Recruiting Surplus after we're just done with recruiting? Like, just infuriating. War Fervor it is. Oh, man. Alrighty. Assault Garrison Success. You are what? Oh, Ambusher discovered. Who cares? Ready for duty. Emmanuel, you're back up. Yes, Emmanuel. Good. Good. You have done well this day by existing. Alright, you're gonna go here. Are you still in guard mode? No, you are not. Or guard mode, whatever it is. Northern Darklands is about to rebel. That place is always about to rebel. You. Attack this fella. Assassinate. 43% weight. Shouldn't that be reduced in cost? Move a little bit closer. To Eilhard rather than Ubersreich. There we go. 229 feels more. You're gonna get wounded now. Nope, no, you didn't. Alright. I am glad of that. Okay, now you're healing up a little bit better, and let's see. We'll have Isabella take Fort Bergbris in a second, and yeah, it was these guys destroying the Blackstone stuff. Alrighty, fair enough. It's only a matter of time until these guys declare war on us as well. Oh, I wonder if these guys are confederating because the Force of Chaos arrived. No, wow, they're all on their little Chaos Dragon mounts. Isn't that cute? Wait, those are Manticores, those aren't Chaos Dragons. What am I talking about? Yeah. I saw wings and I immediately assumed Chaos Dragon. Well, that's not how you should do things. Alrighty, Red Duke, time to move on to, I guess, Ostland for now, and then through to Bretonnia. You got a long way to travel, but fortunately Chaos travels slow, so I'm not all that concerned. Plus, you can raid while traveling, and that's all very useful. You're on your corpse cart already, so also not super concerned about you. Do we want to max out Curse of Years? Eventually, but we want to get Ghoulish Tendencies right now so we can go through to Ancient Binding rituals and all that. You don't have maintenance and everybody else is good. Red Duke's still gonna wait, but soon we will have access to our Blood Knights. Not that many of them I will grant, but still, Blood Knights is Blood Knights. Wurzag, how are you still alive? That was somebody not killed you yet. I mean, damn. He's been theoretically fighting with Talabekland this entire time. What is Talabekland even doing? Who are you fighting? You're fighting Torgavon, Warriors of Chaos, Karazakarak, Vampire Counts, Wintertooth. Oh, they've probably been fighting Wintertooth up here. That's why. I was wondering what's been making them so pathetic. Also, Clan Rictus. You guys want to trade with us? You're so far away that it's pretty unlikely that we're gonna... I mean, granted, the dwarves aren't gonna like that, but frankly, they're not liking us a lot anyway. And they do give us a good 500 per turn. Ah, these guys are reasonably strong. I mean, who else would we trade with? Well, I would like to trade with Winter too. It's going to be a long time till we can get that up and running, and nobody else is really all that tradey. I mean, I guess the Dread Fleet, minus 30. Do we still have improved ironwork as well? Fine metalwork? What? Improved ironwork, fine metalwork. Close enough, guys. Close enough. Also, I want to see you. That's not going to attack Akendorf. I mean, even if it does attack Akendorf, it's not going to win attacking Akendorf, so I think it'll be just fine. Alrighty, happy with that. Then Nagashazar, you're up next. You are up next. You need to be defended. 12k, and then Lamia is going to be the one we'll save to upgrade next turn. Okie dokie. Next up, Carmilla, you do not need to move, at least not right now. Gorsty, 'tis time. It's time to do the thing. The thing and the stuff. Go for a necromantic ritual and summon yourself a Claw of Nagash. Does it feel like kind of a waste to get one of the best units in the roster in Gorst's army? Maybe, but at least it'll make him a lot more viable. And I like that idea, if nothing else. Alrighty, time to fight the quest battle. And I know that there's a lot of other stuff, but and I know that we already have the Liber Noctus, but at the very least, 3 Blood Kisses. And free XP, free Dark Magic. Alright, let's see what this says. Hellman arrives with his minions to see that the Cult of Sigmar are already excavating the site. I don't know what site, because we didn't do the first part of this quest. Presumably looking for the casket that contains the missing pages of the Liber Noctus. Such a large expenditure of resources proves to Gorst beyond doubt the page's importance. Once rebound, this book will give the necromancer untold power. While the temptation to attack immediately is strong, the cunning Gorst decides to hold back, letting the Archlector do the hard graft and find the casket. In the meantime, the necromancer prepares an ambush to relieve the Sigmarites of the pages as soon as they have been found. Alrighty, fair enough, teleport, let's get to it. Pyrrhic victory, eh? And let's see, we got some reinforcements, including some Hellstorm rocket batteries, although I don't imagine they will survive the Black Coaches, although once again, this will be the debut of the Black Coaches, so we'll find out just how effective they can be here. Let's get to it. Gorst has found the Cult of Sigmar's excavation site, where the Archlector searches for the lost pages of Liber Noctus. Once the Cult of Sigmar has the casket that holds the pages, then Gorst will strike an ambush to take the Empire men by surprise and rid them of both their lives and the cursed pages. Gorst's plan is a sound one, but his vampirous ally counsels caution. The Cult of Sigmar's resources are vast, and should the Archlector come under attack, the reinforcements will rally. I think that's what it said.
Not long, my brothers. Soon, I shall have the missing pages, and with the Liber Noctus complete, I can begin your true resurrection. Manfred may have set this task as a test, but I fear no challenge. Now, go, my minions, onwards! Take these living fools by surprise. I'll have that casket and the pages within.
Sure you will, buddy. Sure you will. Alrighty, here we go. So, Gorst's army, gonna be pretty interesting, and I guess the proper debut of the... That's not a Black Coach, it's a corpse card. I set up the Black Coaches on the sides here, and ooh, look at them move. They're certainly quick on their wheels, not feet. Oh, look at their little Karen Wraith driver. Isn't that adorable? It's kind of alright for this army, because it's like they're sort of the opposite or sort of similar constructs to the Mortis engine, in the sense that they have a driver that's ethereal, but well, kind of similar, not quite the same. Anyway, I do appreciate it. We'll see how effective they are in a second. Obviously, we're going to run up with all of our zombies, going to take some hits here, just going to be careful with our necromancers, who are still on foot and thus aren't able to defend themselves too well. We also got the Claw of Nagash. It really would be nice to see more of these recolored ghost units used in some way. Does the... trying to remember, what color are the... our Arcan's Karen Wraiths? Nah. It hasn't even been that long since my Arcan campaign, but I already can't remember. Oh well. Let's see, here we go, almost there. How much damage have we taken? Fortunately, they don't have artillery, so they're not actually doing all that great. Dishing out the damage to the zombies, who are okay. 59... armor, 3117 melee attack and defense. They're really just here to absorb hits more than anything else. And there we go. We are going to charge right in here. Obviously, the Mortis engines aren't really afraid of these chaff infantry sort of enemies, and they are fairly specialized against them. And here we go. The black coaches finally getting ready to fight. Man, even slowed down. They're moving quite fast, aren't they? I really like that. Let's see. 104 speed. Yeah, pretty damn good. And I believe we have upgrades to their speed as well coming in now. Unfortunately, 2 enemy units have come in, a force of knights coming in from behind us, and then another force that we'll see in a second. I just want to see the charge of the coaches. They do seem to have a decent amount of mass for their size and can plow through quite a few units at the same time, as we can see here. Granted, some of these are crossbowmen and not lots of like armored elites. I would like to see how effective this would be against like halberdiers and great swords at the very least. But they did move through their line and are still able to move, I guess, because of their speed. As long as you don't slow down their charge, you can certainly screw up formations quite a bit like this. The only thing is it actually a good thing? Like, Gorst and the Mortis engines are better off surrounded by chaff infantry, and they're kind of just knocking them away. But yeah, we can see that this one basically went right through the unit. The unfortunate thing is obviously that it requires a lot of control for you to do that. That one charge also did not kill, unfortunately, a single unit, and didn't actually deal all that much damage to these guys either. Not even the crossbowmen. That's a little bit disappointing. And then the same thing happened here, where we charged in and then charged back out. I think maybe one of the black coaches got stuck somewhere, and no, it just charged on through. Alrighty, well, while they're doing their thing and while the zombies move up, we also have a reinforcing army over here, which includes 2 Hellstorm rocket batteries, as we saw when we were charging up. Nice little pit here, by the way. That's a lot. That's some damn nice excavation going on for the Empire. This is more like something I would expect the Skaven to be up to. Nice. Anyway, we've sped it back up, and we are going to get 2 of our black coaches to disengage from this army. We can see at least one of them moving away, and we're going to have them move in and take care of those Hellstorm rocket batteries that have come up, because obviously they would be, they would be doing a pretty good job at killing our zombies. Although on the other hand, if you think about it, maybe we don't care that they kill our zombies. Maybe the fact that they will do splash damage to their own units might also be quite worthwhile. Alrighty, how are those black coaches doing? They're moving around very, very quickly. At the very least, because of their speed, they can reposition quite quick. One unfortunate... Ooh, moving through that tree there. One of the unfortunate things I've noticed here is watch this charge. And stopped. It can't even really move through that piece of artillery. That's enough to completely slow it down. And so is this one. They just get stuck. They just plain don't move the artillery. I wonder if all units behave like this, but I wasn't expecting it, considering how fast the unit was moving. And on top of that, I just told it to charge the unit. So I guess in order to actually have them attack artillery, what you have to do is manually control them, all while the rest of your army is fighting, and have them attack perpendicular, or rather parallel, to their forces. I mean, perpendicular to their facing, because we're facing perpendicular, but parallel to their the way their formation is set up. Yeah, see, like this, we can actually knock all of them aside, but if you tell the unit to charge and don't move them manually like this, it would otherwise be useless. But this is also very funny. Unfortunately, that did no damage whatsoever. So I guess we're gonna have to wait for the Cairn Wraith up on top of the coach to smack them around a little bit. I do wish that like they were at least a little bit better against garbage units like this. They have 16 melee defense and 30 armor. They have basically nothing. A unit of doggos would have already gotten this unit to about half HP just from the first charge, whereas the black coach really not accomplishing much here. Kind of disappointing, and yeah, I know that they have stats that make them better as they keep fighting. I forget the name of the stats here. Engaged in melee, charge bonus, constant, yada yada yada, recharge. Yeah, so there's that. fire damage imbued when engaged in melee, and regeneration and damage resistance. So that's all quite swell. Speaking of engaged in melee, while I've been microing these two to actually do stuff, the other two black coaches have mostly been sort of fighting. This one's got 23 kills on it, so it's done something. Granted, it's been killing 0 armor units here. And let's see, in the meantime, that's about on par with one of the Mortis engines, but the Mortis engine that's in the bigger blob of enemies has already killed 100 units. And once again, keep in mind that we haven't bothered to control the Mortis engines at all. Still, at the very least, a very different fight. We're certainly running out of zombies at this stage. Also, Gorst summoned a couple units behind him, a unit of Graveguard and a unit of zombies as he moved in, just to prevent the enemy Empire Knights and I believe Pistoliers. I don't remember if it was Pistoliers or Outriders. Ranged cav to move in and do much damage. And looks like the enemy handgunners are attacking our regular Mortis engine, which is a little bit unfortunate. Obviously, those guys are fairly vulnerable to our range units. And then this entire time, I've been microing the black coaches back and forth. Unfortunately, they did get this one got trapped by the great swords and the pikemen, which did quite a number on it, and it did not do quite a number on them back, unfortunately. So while there's been a lot of micro going on, it doesn't feel like it does too much. I feel like you definitely need a unit to actually, it looks cool though, to actually capitalize on their ability to charge through like this, because yeah, this doesn't feel worth the effort. That's the problem with them. It doesn't feel worth the effort, because you could just, if we had 2 Mortis engines there, they would have killed everything there. Granted, they would have taken some time, but they would have certainly done so. You know what these guys need? They need poison attack. Oh, maybe they were originally... Because Gorst's army originally applied poison, didn't they? Didn't it, rather? So if these guys also had poison attack at the same time, they would be dishing out some AoE damage after each engagement like this, in addition, and that would help by charging through an entire enemy force. Now that Gorst has Hellman's Blight instead, they can annoy enemies. Wait, they do have Hellman's Blight as well, don't they? That's dreaded, magical attacks, and flaming attacks. No, they do not. So is it just the zombies? I swear everybody else does. Huh, wait, do the... Where's the corpse card? Yeah, corpse card does have the Hellman's Blight. So I guess Hellman's Blight gets overridden by flame attacks being imbued. Interesting. Well, either way, if they had had poison, I feel like they would have been a little bit better. At least they're doing something. They are doing something. In the meantime, as you can see, we've decided to go back to Death Star formation. Clearly, the enemy is overwhelming us a little bit. And yeah, we made a decent amount of them rout. I tried to kill one of the range units with one of our units of coaches, but they just take too long to do so. Here, they're doing the same thing. They're still going around, mostly trying to annoy the enemy, and they've clearly done some damage here, but not as much as you'd expect. Only 22 kills and 43 kills on each of them, and these are mostly chaff infantry. I'm mostly disappointed in their inability to kill that unit of Hellstorm Rocket Battery crewmen. And now you guys are probably seeing that these guys are damaged, but they're not actually all that damaged from the enemy infantry. It's mostly from the Witch Hunter plinking away at them, and not the actual infantry. It's just that their damage is kind of meh. Anyway, Death Star formation is back up. We do have Gorst here, as well as the Mortis engine, so they should be able to dish out a lot of AoE damage. Plus, I suppose, with the damage resistance and all the permanent... engagement of the black coaches here, they should still be able to dish out a fairly decent amount. It's kind of a cool little formation, though, as it's just a bunch of carts that the enemy are trying to fight around, getting killed like this. The concept is fairly neat, even if it isn't all that effective. Maybe we don't even bother with more zombies. Maybe we just put a bunch of regular corpse carts, more black coaches, more Mortis engines, and just have an all-cart army and no zombie army for Gorst, rather. Would be weird. But the thing is, the corpse carts with unholy lodestones, they do take a while to die. Look, they've been in the fight this entire time, and they aren't actually really that damaged. This one's completely full HP, and one of them actually got stuck back here somewhere for a while. So yeah, they're doing okay. And yeah, now it's just a matter of waiting for the enemy to try to do something. Oh, and the black coaches are coming back. They force the enemy to sort of not be on its artillery anymore. Now it's just a matter of time of us sitting here and dishing out the damage via Gorst and via the Mortis engines to us being surrounded. If we were fighting dwarfs here, and yeah, I would not want to fight dwarfs with this army, I gotta say. I don't think it would go down that well. Especially if they had, like, giant slayers or anything like that in their army. I guess the enemy is also doing some damage to itself. I do like all the bright lights that we've got going on here. 4 different colored lights on the various corpse carts and Mortis engines and black coaches and Gorst's own corpse cart. It's very bright. It's very bright and festive. Gorst is just a festive guy. Gotta be honest though, his battles are not particularly interesting in the sense that after you're in the Death Star formation, you're just sort of sitting there and waiting for the enemy to come to you and die by virtue of the AoE. We do have 2 Necromancers on foot that are in here as well. Mostly they're just casting periodic invocations of Nehek on the Mortis engines and stuff, who have done quite a bit of damage thus far. Yeah, I'm glad they don't have too many range units, and there we go, just moving through the enemy formations as much as possible. We're obviously not getting too much benefit out of charges here, but because we're constantly in the battle, at the very least, we do have the extra ward save on the black coaches. Alrighty, how's that enemy army looking? It looks like the balance of power has certainly shifted in our favor. The enemy troop count is down by about 2.6k units. Our allied troop count is down by about 4.2k units, but those are all zombies, and a lot of them were summoned zombies, like these ones as well. So none of our elite units have died, and we've only taken a little bit of damage, primarily by getting caught. And I do think that a lot of the corpse carts are also healing themselves, or rather the black coaches are healing themselves, the ones that got hurt. Yeah, see, this one's a little bit more... It's got a little bit more HP than it used to have. It's the Mortis engines that are more hurt, ironically enough, but perhaps not so ironically considering the enemy was trying to focus them down, and they have these larger models that sort of hover over the battlefield, allowing the enemy to target them a little bit better. But there we go, it looks like the balance of power is completely shifting in our favor, and there's not a lot of enemies that are still willing to fight a Gorst and Co. There is still a Witch Hunter back there, a unit of Hellstorm rocket batteries that's come back to operate their equipment, but that's not going to help all that much. Now it's just a matter of forcing the last remaining enemy units to rout. I'm going to charge in some black coaches against these Sigmarites, and it looks like, yeah, that... There you go, charge on through, just poke the other corpse cart. Poke the other black coach. Now I'm going to be confusing black coaches and corpse carts, aren't I? Because Graveguard and Depth Guard are not enough. Alrighty, well, just keep chasing them down a little bit. They're actually fairly good at chasing. Let's see. 62 enemies left, or at least I saw them do a decent amount of killing of one other unit that they chased. 60, there you go, they've killed 2. Still not as effective as a Direwolf pack, though, at chasing or at killing range units quickly. Although obviously a lot better at surviving than any of those. Anyway, we got one last black coach moving in to charge these Hellstorms just so that they get off the field. And I guess you have a Invocation of Nehek on you. And are you gonna get stopped by this again? Yeah, you are gonna get immediately stopped by this, unfortunately. But fortunately, the enemy just gets terrified and runs away. Yeah, and there we go. Gorst is victorious. It was, I don't know. I was about to say a close one, and it was sort of close in a sense. It's a Pyrrhic victory, but all we lost are zombies that we don't care about. And that is, once again, not that big of a deal, so... I'm very tempted to just replace this entire army with just a bunch of corpse carts and black coaches and stuff and just not bother with zombies at all, which doesn't feel right for Gorst, but, you know, it is what it is. We'll see. We'll try this again against a proper army, i.e. not a reinforcement army, and we'll see how it performs one-on-one, especially if there are a lot of, like, great swords and stuff in the enemy army, and then we'll make our decision. Still, pretty cool fight just by virtue of it being different. Alrighty, there we go. Another similar sort of battle for Gorst that he has had thus far. It was a fairly decent army that he fought, but there was still a lot of basic Empire troops there. I suppose the Knights are really annoying as he doesn't have good... He doesn't really have good anti-cap, and at the end of the day, the Black Coaches are still fairly disappointing. I mean, they're dishing out damage, 23k apiece, so about equivalent to Gorst, wherein Gorst did absolutely nothing, as in he didn't cast a single damaging spell. This is just him existing near an enemy force. And the Black Coaches require a lot of micro, like a ton of micro, and that was just... with 4 of them, and they still were only able to get 25k max, as opposed to the 47k/46k, well, let's just say 47k apiece for both Mortis engines, and both of the Mortis engines got considerably more kills, and that's with 0 micro whatsoever. You just ignore the Mortis engines, and they do their thing, and the Black Coaches with all that micro still don't come anywhere close to it. So they're definitely very much inferior, and if we could, it would probably be better just to have an army of Mortis engines than it would be to get a bunch of Black Coaches. But hey, at least they're better than Corpse Cards. I think the thing with the Black Coaches is they should be tier 3. They shouldn't be tier 4. They're tier 4, right? I think they're tier 4. Let me just double check this. It's weird. It would be weird if they were... let's take the money. It would be weird if they were tier 3. I'm pretty sure that they are tier 4, though. There we go, Liber Noctus again. Too bad we can't give it to somebody and get a second one. Wouldn't that be lovely? Do we actually have 2 since we did that quest? We don't even have it available here. Oh yeah, we can only see them on Gorst. Does he have 2 available? No, well, that's unfortunate. I wouldn't have used it anyway, because that would be cheating, but just out of curiosity, if nothing else. Alrighty, well, then you are going to go back into Waldenhof to heal up and, you know, not cost us too much money for a few turns. You might as well rebuild your zombies as well, and we still gotta get those Knights of the Red Death when the Red Duke comes by and just, like, hand them over to him. So let's build these 3 for now. Oh, we could build them in, Is your recruitment cost of them is 8,000, whereas yours is... That's not much different. Yeah, because Gorst can go out and do things, whereas Dieter might as well just stay here for now. Although I did think that he'd be a good defender for one of the forts, to be fair. I still have to do something with his army, because this is like... It's not costing us a lot, only 3k per turn, but... yeah, we could definitely use it for something. It's just that right now we need to build more stuff in Castle Drakenhof. At the very least, build up this Balefire Hearth. Oh, you can do that next turn with the help of Gorsty as well. Plus the next level of the Ancient Armory as well. Oh, right, and I wanted to check. So, yeah, Black Coaches is tier 4. Together with the Unholy Lodestone. I think considering how effective they are, they should either be lower in cost, or they should be tier 3 so that you can get them earlier in the game. Honestly, I don't see how they're much more useful than Crypt Horrors. I do like how fast they move, though. They move damn fast. It's just that their effectiveness is kind of meh. I mean, you gotta be... The troops that we fought there were mostly basic Empire troops. This is exactly the sort of thing that they should be pretty darn decent at. Although I suppose with their armor piercing, I guess if they were against dwarfs or something like that. But then the dwarfs have so much mass that they probably would have gotten stuck and killed. I guess we'll see how effective they are once they have a lot of buffs, though, because they obviously do not. Do you even... Oh, you don't even have Carriages of the Dead yet. Or Carriages of Death. Although all this will do is increase their, well, speed, but... charge bonus a little bit. Tax rate for local province for student of the dark arts, eh? That's swell. Probably something we want to get Dieter. Oh, we don't have Arcane Conduit yet. Damn it, I want those You know what? I don't care. We'll get the Conduit later. I want Carriages of Death now. And I guess we want the other... Is it Dread Knights? Yeah, Dread Knights. A little bit more ward save. Yeah, weapon strength might actually be a little bit more worthwhile on the coaches, but once again, maybe we'll get some more Mortis engines in here. Alrighty, well, what else do we have to do? We don't have much time. That battle took forever. Gorst's battles do tend to do that. Vladdy, well, I guess we're gonna save this battle for next episode. I assume that we can't auto-resolve this. It'd be nice if we could, but your army is kind of hurt, and I don't expect that that'll be a... Oh, whoa, wait, Volkmar is up. Wait, did you already kill Volkmar? You killed Gelt. You didn't, you never killed Volkmar. Okay, well that tells me that we should go after Volky first and go over here and fight this instead. And then we can go back to Altdorf. I really doubt that these guys could take it. I mean, they could siege it, and they could certainly try. But the garrison here is pretty decent, and I doubt that it would fall to this. At least not without a lot more troops. Alrighty, well, let's have Isabella at the very least siege Fort Bergbrist. We don't have time to fight it this time around. Oh, we just thought it was up. Ah, one of the bats will die. Oh, wait. Perhaps not. Perhaps if we were to get Carmilla. Wait. You guys can't move this turn. Wait, Carmilla, all I want you to do is move here. Ah, but then you won't be able to go back here. Wait, what percentage do we need for this? 25? Yes. Nah, can't quite. We won't be able to return to Eilhart then, which means, well, I guess then we won't be able to fight Volkmar at all. We'd have to kill these guys to prevent them from attacking Eilhart. Well, it is what it is. At least it is a decision. All this just to avoid any unnecessary fighting. Oh, wait, but what if you go into this stance right now? Maybe this will fix it, actually. Wait, go here. Right there. See if this works. And yeah, you still aren't going to be able to return to Eilhart. Well, then screw it. Get out of that stance, Isabella. Now can you attack this? You still lose the bat. That does nothing for us. Damn it. Alright, fine. We'll fight it then, I guess. I mean, we fought so many of these, but we'll just... we'll do it next time, and we won't bother cinematic battle with it. And then I guess, Carmilla, you don't need to sit here, so just go away. Go back to Eilhart. I will have Vlad attack Karoberg at the start of next episode, as well as Isabella attack Fort Bergbrist. And now we have money, or at least a little bit more money. Is that enough to get our upgraded Lamia going? Yes, indeed it is. Alrighty, so both of these territories will soon be generating a little bit more cash. We do want to get some awakened battlefields. Well, actually, here they probably would not be that useful. I guess we will, now that we're making money, I guess we start upgrading lich yards and all that sort of stuff. Anything else that we can do this turn before we call this episode? Red Duke, you've moved. Heinrich Kemmler, keep moving to that gold mine. I want to see how much cash you can generate just by being there. Woo, whoa, what is this? Never. Carl, where are you going, Carl? I wonder, is he going for the Duke or is he going for Chaos? Huh. Well, the Duke's gonna run into him. That's gonna be kind of an interesting fight, and he does have a pretty darn decent army. Gotta be careful about not accidentally getting attacked while in march or while in raiding stance on the Duke. Yeah, alrighty. Well, I guess if we can't go there, then I guess we just keep as we are. We try to hit Wolfenberg next turn, but we will have to keep an eye on Carl to see where he goes. And next time will be Isabella and Vlad fighting, and us keeping on waiting for the Castle Drakenhof stuff. Maybe we'll get another battle going. Not the sort of unholy power, because we can't move a character to Baston. We should be able to do that right now. In fact, let's do it. Oh, for the love of... Yeah, it's too expensive to steal. Oh, and we do have the carrots still for one turn. Oh, I didn't do it this turn, did I? Maybe I should still steal some tech. Hey, and there we go. We have the Skull Staff available, so Kemmler, at the very least, will be able to fight. And this army is kind of weak. I assume that the reinforcements are going to be a lot stronger. Yeah, so maybe we'll do that next turn instead, just for the fun of it. Or not next turn, next episode. It really depends on what we have time for, and I guess you'll have to stay tuned and find out. So with that said, as always, I do appreciate any and all feedback with regards to the gameplay or the way I do things on this channel. If you have a second, please do take it to leave a like and a comment, yada yada yada, whatever I usually say. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.